Just up above the marine station here now. Alright guys, we're on a site here now. So the first thing we do when we pull up, we want to mark a GPS point, mark a waypoint, so we can get some information when we go back to the computer on elevation, distance from the water, just geographical information. Next thing we want to do is pick a center point. Pick a tree that best represents the vegetation around it. From this center point, you want to measure out an X 3 meters each way from the tree. So you end up with a 6-meter diameter circle. Then we want to know what species of trees are contained in the circle. Next we want to pick out the 3 largest trees in the circle and measure their circumference. So from this measurement, when we head back to the lab, we can get a diameter measurement. We want to stand by our center tree, take a look up at the sky, and give a percentage measurement of canopy that's covering the sky. So whether, when you look up, whether you feel that 70% of your view is blocked by trees, or a much lower number. Here, it hasn't been real dense. I've been seeing numbers between 5 and 10%. Next, we want to take the height of the largest diameter tree. So when we measure the circumference, the biggest circumference, we want to measure the height of that tree. Okay, so we found our largest tree. So the next step is to use what's called a clinometer to measure the height of the tree. You can't really, with big trees, it's not like you can get out with a measuring tape and measure the height of it. So we use one of these gadgets. It has a lens right here. And what happens is you stand a certain distance away from the tree. You look through the lens and you'll see a crosshair inside, and you'll need to put the crosshair on the top of the tree, and it gives you a percentage which you can use to do some calculations and obtain your height of the tree. We want to count the number of trees in the plot to get an idea of density at the location. We can want to count the number of deadfall or dead trees, weathered trees in the plot. Next up is the hardest work portion. We need to dig a hole down to the soil surface, and from there we can take a snow depth measurement. We want to probe the soil and test for pH. Then we also want to take a sample of snow and take it back to the lab to measure for salinity.
Can't see. Okay.
So they might be able to help you today, right?
Come for a week, we'll have lots of questions for you.